try to stop our glow, but they cannot achieve their goal. So I can feel it in my soul, they gon' be reaping what they sow. Check it, get your life right, cause this the last call. Christ coming back and he's gonna judge us all. It can happen while you shopping, walking around the mall. Where you from, where you at, Babylon will fall. Lose your head by the sword or obey his laws. You hear them drum beats? We in the midst of war, but it's a holy one. I speak the holy tongue. Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shabbarakathum. I got the most high power, I ain't need a gun. I'll be out here reppin' till his kingdom come. His bread's for the children, you can't get a crumb. Yeah, they hear me, they ain't feeling where I'm coming from. But la-di-da-di, fuck everybody from the Catholic Church to Illuminati. Christ coming back, now the Anunnaki trying to warn the people, but they tried to knock me. What you thought that I was?
Shalom. I'll reply y'all out of I.S.U.P.K under Commanding General. Shalom. I'll reply y'all out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin under Commanding General Johanna of the I.S.U.P.K out of 1 West and 125th in Harlem, New York. And I'm here to speak about World War III. And we're going to jump right into it. Let me open my little notes. We're going to jump right into it. We're going to talk about all the things that's occurring right now in the world and how all the prophecies is playing out. We're going to talk about Russia shooting down, Turkey shooting down Russia, Turkey shooting down Russian planes. We're going to talk about how in the scriptures, how, let's just get right to it. We're going to jump to Matthew 24:7 real fast, because this shows you the start of things. You know, this verse gonna indicate what's going on right now in the world. It gonna indicate the things that's going on now, the things that will proceed from here. You know, these verses gonna be the indication to show you that World War III is at hand and the end of the world is at hand. You know, Yahweh Shah, that's Jesus in the Hebrew. You know, his return is very near. You know, the 144,000 must be close. It must be close to the 144,000, the seal of the 144,000, because the end times prophecies are playing out as we speak. And me personally, let's just jump into Matthew 24 before I continue on. I said 24:7, right? Yeah, Matthew chapter 24, verse 7. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famine and pestilence, and earthquakes in divers places. All these, verse 8, all these are the beginning of sorrows. Verse 9, then shall they deliver up to be afflicted, then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and you shall be hated of all the nations for my name's sake. You know, Israel gonna be hated among the nations. The true Israelites gonna be hated among the nations, because they know they gonna find out in the end times that this is the cause of all the things. This is the cause of World War III. You know, having God's chosen people in slavery. You know, doing all of these heinous and cruel things to God's chosen people. You know, which are the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. You know, like he said, nation shall rise against nation. It don't necessarily mean country against country. It means nation against nation. Them race wars. You know, it gonna be the Arabs against the Africans, the Arabs against the white man against us, the Israelites, the blacks, the Negroes, the Nigers, whatever you want to call it, however you want to say it. We are the chosen people of God. You know, but you know, it gonna be nation against nation, nationality against nationality. You know, America is one of the only places besides all the other countries that got us scattered amongst them. But like China, it's some slaves scattered in China. It's some slaves scattered in Africa. It's some slaves scattered in the UK. It's slaves scattered everywhere. But the majority of God's chosen people is the Native Americans. The majority of them is Shalakia. The majority of them is in the Americas. You know, and that's the Native Americans, the Hispanics, and the blacks. You know, the majority of them is scattered in America. So, you know, that's what it means, like nation gonna rise against nation. But America is really one of the only nations that is full of a whole bunch of different ethnicities. you know, and that's why it's Babylon the Great, because all these different religions, all these traditions, all these abominable things is here. You know, gay sex marriages is here. That's allowed. I see if it was allowed in one state or the other, which I don't condone homosexuality at all. You know, it's an abomination. You know, it surely will bring death upon any homosexual there is on the earth. But, you know, they made it lawful nationwide. Not just in one state. You know, off in Maine somewhere or off in Alaska somewhere. You know, they made it lawful in all states, all 50 states or 51 states. Well, how many other states is in this daughter of Babylon? You know, all of these places. You know, but that's what it said. It said, nation shall rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom. Them are kingdoms. Russia is a kingdom. China is a kingdom. They ain't great kingdoms like Egypt used to be, which is another nation, strong empire, that kingdom, or whatever you want to call it, that fell because they had God's chosen people in slavery. You know, this America, the things that America is doing to the God's chosen people are far worse than what was going on in Africa. I mean, yeah, in Africa and Egypt. You know, it's far worse. Far worse. They used to feed our kids to crocodiles. They used to do all types of heinous things, like things you can't even come back from. Cut us off from our heritage. You know, we caused ourselves to go into slavery, but the way things was done upon us and the crafty counsel they took upon us, you know, that's what making God mad with these heathens. And there's no salvation for the white man. The white man will be cut off, he will be prosecuted, and he will be cut off from the entire earth. There will be no more white man. But we're going to continue on with these scriptures. Let's go to 2 Peter 3 and 4. Because I know a lot of people like to say that, you know, things are still like they used to be. It ain't no coming of Christ. It will be no coming of Christ, you know. I used to do the same things my daddy did. My daddy did the same things I did. You know, things continue like they saying. So all that Revelation stuff, all of that, the Holy Bible, all of that stuff is fake, man. That is heinous, and you know that you YOLO. They think, people nowadays think YOLO, and that means you only got one life to live. You know, people thinking that way, and they playing out the prophecy of the thief in the night. That's all they doing, is playing out that prophecy. You know, all these things that the Holy Bible was saying, the 1611 King James, you know, all of these things that's going on within this book is playing out as we speak, man. Me personally, I don't think this not in the scriptures. Don't quote me on this. This not in the scriptures, but me personally, I think that we only got about 3 years left to go. Me personally, I think within a year, it's going to be all right chaos. In 2016, I think it's going to be all right chaos. Russia already getting, feel like Turkey then stabbed them in the back because they shot down one of their planes. And Russia said it's going to be severe consequences for that. You know, America is funding ISIS. Russia is at war with ISIS. You know, they dropping bombs on Syria. You know, Iran and Russia, and then China joined the fight. You know, they said they would not conform to the Western lifestyle, the Western Hemisphere lifestyle. That means the Americans, the dictatorship of what the America is doing. All of these things, they would not conform to that. Russia is their own people, but it's all God. He's storing all of them up. He's stirring them up in a mixture of a pot. And then he's stirring us up in the country. Me personally, I think that you know, all the race wars, like it said in Matthew 24, nation shall rise against nation. All the race wars, it gonna start here in America, and all the other countries gonna see that America is in chaos, and that's gonna be the prime time to hit America. You know, because, you know, the blacks are starting to wake up. The Hispanics are starting to wake up. The Native Americans been woke. Half of them been woke, but it's just so many few of them, they tried to extinct them. They would have extinct the Native American, our brothers, that came here before anybody. That was here before anybody. You know, God showed the Aztecs and the Mayans how to get here. Because they had a special gift to follow the stars. You know, follow the stars, astrology. They had a special gift. You know, even though they started to worship it, which was a sin on their behalf, they had a special gift. They wasn't supposed to worship it. They was just supposed to use it as a tool. No different than a person would use a hammer. You know, but that's how they found the Americans. They was here. That's why the natives, all the natives was here before the native Aztecs, the native Indians, the Native Americans, I should say, rather, all of them is Native Americans. But the white man didn't label them this and label them that. That's how you know they don't know who they are. That's how you know they part of the 12 tribes. That's how you know they Ephraim and Gad and Issachar and all of these things. That's how you know that's them. Because they don't even know they call themselves Puerto Ricans and Mexicans and all of these things, Native Indian and Native Americans. Like y'all don't even know who y'all is. Y'all are the tribe of Gad, of the tribe of Ephraim, of the tribe of Manasseh and Issachar. You know, y'all of them tribes. You know, but we're going to continue on with 2 Peter 3 and 4 because this is a significant verse. And it's going on and it's showing you this prophecy is going on. It's significant because I bring it up because this is what people are doing right now. And we're gonna read it. 2 Peter chapter 3, we're gonna start at verse 3. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and start at verse 3. 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 3. Knowing this first, that there shall come in the last days scoffers, walking after their own lusts. That's what people are doing now. They know deep down inside, these blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, they know deep down inside that the I.S.U.P.K is spitting the truth under commanding Gen.YAHANNA. They know we bringing them the truth. But you know what? You know what they are doing? They are following after their lusts. They are following after their lust because they know with more knowledge comes more responsibility. They're going to have to keep them laws, them 613 laws. They're going to have to do that. That's one thing they will have to do. Once they find out the truth, once they do, it's no going back. It means death upon you. That's why they don't want to hear it. That's why they, blah, 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 doing all of these things. That's why they are doing these things, because they don't want to hear it, because they know they're going to have to do better, and they're going to have to live better. You can tell them all the information they want, but they're going to deny it, and they're going, I don't believe in it. No, deep down in their heart, I didn't hear my brother say, my cousin say, you got a point. You got this. Oh, you sound right. That is in the Bible. This is that and this. But yet they won't follow it. You know why? And you know why they always quick to say, they always bring that Christianity thing where no man is perfect. But Christ said, be ye perfect like me. You know, Christ showed us that we can conquer these laws. Christ showed us that when God said that his laws is not burdensome, that Christ proved to you that his laws wasn't burdensome. Christ was a man. He wasn't born of a demigod. He wasn't a demigod. He was born of a man, Joseph. Joseph was his father. He had sex with Mary. Virgin just means young woman, you know, in ancient Hebrew. But we're going to continue to read with verse 3. That there shall come in the last days scoffers, walking after their own lusts. Verse 4, and saying, where is the promise of his coming? You know, they saying that right now. Like things still the same, man. Why you telling me about this? Things still the same. My man, I'm gonna die. My kids gonna live, and then they gonna die, and everything gonna keep going on. You know, they don't believe in the prophecies of the Bible. You know why? Because they going after their own lusts. They want to do the things after their own lust. That's why they cast it to the side. I don't really think it's that they don't believe. I think they really do believe, but they don't want to hear it. Because once that knowledge get into your head and your heart and your knowledge, it's going to cut you like a double-edged sword. It's going to convict you, And they're going to make you feel better also. That's why they call it a double-edged sword. The word of God is like a double-edged sword. You know, these things are happening as we speak. But verse 4, and saying, where is the promise of his coming? For since the fathers fell asleep, all things continue as they were from the beginning of creation. See, that's all they doing. They're saying things is exactly the same as they were. Things are not as they were. Things are getting worse. Things are getting worse. Time is getting shorter. All these earthquakes, all of these riots and race wars, you know, all within America and outside of America. America live in a bubble, man. Y'all don't know what's going on. Y'all think America is safe? You think America can't be touched? Okay, these other nations gonna show you that they can be touched. About what, 40 years ago, 60 years ago? The Japanese showed you that America could be touched. You know, ISIS gonna show you that America could be touched. Russia a superpower and China a superpower. They gonna show you that America could be touched. So don't think this is a safe haven. Don't think this is your rest, because it is not your rest. Don't worry about building, buying houses and all of them things. I'm not saying it's not okay to buy a house, but don't worry about them things, because this is not our rest. Don't worry about that. Focus on the Most High. Keep these laws, statutes, and commandments. Israel, wake up. Hispanics, blacks, Native Americans, wake up. Y'all gotta wake up. The time is very near. The Most High always, before disaster, always sent warnings. Always sent his prophets. You know, Shalaki always sent his prophets, which are in the I.S.U.P.K. The Most High chose the I.S.U.P.K. to deliver the message to the world. Deliver the message in the UK. Wherever his sheep is scattered, they're going to hear this word. And the I.S.U.P.K. going to make sure, under Commanding General Yohanna, thank God, glory be to the Most High forever and never, for General Yohanna, who kept hold of this truth, who kept going. When all obstacles and all tribulation was in his way, he kept going. He didn't stop, because he loved it, Israel. He loved it, the chosen people of God. And therefore he loved it, God. For if you love me, you will keep his commandments. You got to keep these commandments. Don't listen to that sorcery and that wickedness in the Christian church. You know, don't listen to it. Because they telling you the laws is done away with. The laws is not done away with. And if the laws is done away with, go to that church next Sunday. And I forbid you to do this. But if you is going to go, God forbid that you do go, because there ain't nothing but demons and wicked people up in there. Pimps and whores and all of these things. You know, but if you do choose to go, which I strongly bid you not to, if you do choose to go tell that pastor, say, when they pass that collection plate around, say, didn't Jesus die for my sins? Didn't he die? Ain't this a new covenant? Ain't this a new law? Well, why do I got to pay my tithes, my tithe? Why do I got to pay that? That's a law. Tell them that. And I guarantee you get thrown out. I guarantee you get thrown out. You might get robbed and then thrown out. You know, that Christian church is wicked. They passing away the collection plate, but don't tell you not to eat pork. They don't tell you that. They don't say, okay, that's a law. Oh, that's done away with. Okay, you can eat pork. I don't care what you do, as long as you pay tithes to this church. That's all they care about is money. That's all they care about. And God forbid you say it in front of the whole congregation. You liable to get lynched. You might not even make it out of that church. You know, these things are abominable. You know, that's sorcery. That's a false prophet, man. They bring in, you see the false prophet now. You see the mark of the beast, which is Christianity. And you believing in that stuff. All of these different religions and stuff, Israel, y'all believing in these things. Why are y'all believing in these things? Them are not y'all gods. Islam is not y'all God. Islam is not y'all religion. It's not y'all heritage. It's not what y'all did. That's the Arabics. That's why they don't even count y'all as real Muslims. You know, they don't even count black. Y'all think y'all a joke. They talking about you They talking about you in Arabic, calling you basically niggas and all of that stuff in Arabic, which is not a derogatory term. I love being called a nigga. You know why? Because the prophets was called Niger. Niger is just a Latin word for black. That's all it is. You know? But we're going to keep going on with these scriptures. And I finish with that. And saying, where is the promise of his coming? That was Yahushua. For since the fathers fell asleep, all things continue as they were from the beginning of creation. For this they, verse 5, for this they willingly are ignorant of, that by the word of God the heavens were of old, and the earth standing out of the water and in the water. Whereby the world that, verse 6, whereby the world that then was being overflowed with water perished. You know, we're going to move on. We're going to drop that. We're going to move on to what is that chapter? Cause for the elect's sake, you know, the days are being shorter. That's why you always say that, dang, you will hear people saying sayings that's in the Bible, and they don't even know why they saying these sayings. These wise sayings, they'll be like, oh, African enslaved to African. No, that's incorrect. But it's a good saying. African enslaved to Hebrew. They'll say, oh man, time going fast, man. It seemed like just yesterday was a week ago. You know, time is speeding up. It seems like time going fast now. Time is going fast. And that's in the book of Matthew, I believe. Yeah, in the book of Matthew. Matthew chapter 24, verse 22. Chapter 24, verse 22. I believe, yeah, 24, verse 22. Yeah. They say these things. They say, wise people say wise things, and they don't even know why they say the things. So technically they won't be wise to me, but ignorant people say wise things. I call them ignorant because they don't know why they are saying these wise things or where these wise things even derive from. They don't know why these things are happening, but you know, I'm finna show you in the Bible. All things is in the Bible. UFOs is in the Bible. The devil is in the Bible, which is the white man. All of this is in the Bible, man. The Bible is our book, man. It's our heritage. It's our laws and statutes and commandments. It's our history. It's not a religion. It's our heritage. Who we are as a people, our ethnicity is in here. That's why we don't know who we are. Because we won't go back to what caused us to be chosen in the first place. You know, we won't keep these laws, statutes, and commandments. Because if you keep these laws, statutes, and commandments, and if you actually read the Bible, unlike the Christian church, if you actually read the Bible, you will see that all these people black. The angels black. Christ is black. Jeremiah said he was black. Paul was mistaken as a Egyptian, which we all know are black. You know, Job said he was black. Jeremiah, King Solomon. Come on, all of them saying they are black, but beautiful. We are black and beautiful. But don't get me wrong. When I say black, I just mean the 12 tribes of Israel. You know, and don't just look at skin color and hate someone. That'll be the most ignorant thing you could ever do. We hate the white man for the heinous crimes that he did to our people. We hate the white man because the Most High hate the white man. We hate the white man because he was the first murderer on the earth. And all his seed. And that's why God marked Cain with leprosy, with a skin disease, a white skin. That's so you will know who the murderer is in the earth. So everybody will know who the murderer is in the earth. And who the murderer is in the earth right now. The white people. They just kill, steal, and destroy all over. Even though these heathens act like animals too. But ain't no beast worse than the beast of the serpent. Ain't no beast. He the most subtle beast of the earth. He the most fierce beast of the earth. You know, but what we was going to, Matthew 24 and 22. Let's continue with these scriptures. I don't want to get off course. Matthew chapter 24, verse 22. And except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. The Most High is saying, except that those days be shortened, no flesh be saved. Meaning, if them days wasn't shortened, everybody will be destroyed. The white man will destroy everybody, including himself. He is the devil that the Bible speaks of. Shortened, there should no flesh be saved, but for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. For them 144,000, some of them still living. Majority of them probably still living. Some of them probably died in the truth. But for them 144,000, or them priests and prophets, which is in the I.S.U.P.K only, because there's only one body of Christ, everybody reported. That's why we don't get down with everybody, because we don't know what they doing. These other Hebrew Israelites talking about you can rape women and take women, take some. If you take my daughter, I'm going to cut your hands off. I'm straight up going to cut them off. And you might be upset, but I'm telling you the truth. If you take my daughter and rape her, I'm cutting your hands off. I'm not playing with you. You know, but all of these things, all of these churches reported to Paul, which is one body of Christ. They always quick to pull, it was 7 churches. It was more than one church. Yeah, but they all reported to Paul, though. They all had instruction from Paul. If you ain't got the instruction from the commanding general GEN.YAHANNA and the I.S.U.P.K, you're not in the truth, and you're not in the one body of Christ, and you're not saved. You can't be saved, because you don't understand. You don't understand what these scriptures are saying. And if you left the truth, you a coward. Try to get some little information from us and then leave. Try to get the truth and get led on the truth and then leave and start your own stuff. Come on, man. That's wickedness. Come on, man. How can, if I'm selling tomatoes, if I'm growing tomatoes and I sell it to you, and you buying them wholesale? Yeah, I sold you the tomatoes wholesale, and you selling them to everybody else at the prices that they supposed to be. Yeah, you got them wholesale. You making money. You doing all of these things. But what happens when you run out? You got to come back to me. All you people who left the truth, y'all going to have to come back to the truth to learn even more, because it's still more to learn day in and day out. The Most High is bestowing prophecies unto General GEN.YAHANNA day in and day out. It's new prophecies. It ain't new prophecies, which Shalaki, it ain't new prophecies in a Bible, but he giving them insight into these prophecies that are new. You know, that you might not known before. Like how General GEN.YAHANNA was saying way back then, that the mark of the beast wasn't a chip. That the false prophet ain't what you think it is. That the false prophet is Christianity and the belief in it. The mark of the beast is that being on your head. But that's a whole different subject, which it plays into the end times, which I am breaking down and I am discussing here today. But I'm more so discussing World War III and how you could know that World War III is in effect right now. And soon, some gonna click. Some gonna click, like when Turkey shot down that Russian plane. Some gonna click. And they just gonna be like, forget this Cold War stuff, forget this playing games, this intelligence and all of that stuff, trying to do that stuff, trying to arse out each other with a brain. I'm just gonna shoot you. I'm just gonna drop a bomb on you. Nuclear weapons. I'm gonna drop a bomb on you. Let's read this verse, because I did read it. Verse 22. Except those days be shortened, except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. You know, that's what it's saying. For the elect's sake, for the chosen in the I.S.U.P.K, those days will be shortened. You know, those days will be shortened. But let's go to Revelation chapter 20, verse 10, and talk about these nuclear weapons. How you gonna know when the false prophet bring fire from the sky? and the devil and the serpent, when they bring fire from the sky, what is fire from the sky? A dang on missile that's gonna drop bombs on you. Thermonuclear weapons, atomic weapons, nukes, bombs. That's what's the end time gonna be. And soon, Russia gonna stop playing with y'all. They ain't gonna play them mind games no more. They gonna be fed up with them mind games. They just gonna come and they gonna drop a bomb. And they gonna send their army in. They gonna send their Air Force in. They gonna send their Navy in. And they ain't gonna play with you. And don't think America just way outsmarter than Russia. No, don't think that. Because Russia spend the most money on they military than any nation in the world. They can't even feed their people. And that was the start of it. America put sanctions on Russia because they were doing deals with Iran. How you just gonna come and tell me I can't do deals with this other country? It ain't got nothing to do with you. But that's how America is. And that's what's gonna kick off World War III. Babylon the Great will fall in a day. I mark my words. Babylon the Great will fall in a day. But let's continue with these scriptures. Revelation chapter 20 verse 10. And the devil that deceived them was cast in a lake of fire and brimstone. The devil which deceived them was cast in a lake of fire and brimstone. You know, the lake of fire is that thermonuclear weapon. The lake of fire and brimstone is them thermonuclear weapons. They're going to destroy themselves. That's why we just read, if the days wasn't shortened, they would destroy everybody, even the elect, even the chosen people of God. They would destroy. You know, where the beast and the false prophet are, and shall be tormented day and night forever and ever. They're going to be our slaves. When it say forever and ever, it don't mean a literal sense of time. Forever and ever. It just mean, like, you know, how we talk. How we talk, like, dog been gone for a minute, man. He been gone for a minute. You know, he ain't been gone literally 60 seconds. But that's how you know this is our book. This how you know a black man wrote this book. That's how you know that. A black man wrote this book. Because look at how it still talk like we talk today. A snake. That wasn't the serpent. That wasn't a literal snake. What you would call somebody who tell on you? A rat? Are they literally a rat? Who the only people on the earth that talk like that? Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. We the only ones talk with that tongue. Even back then we talk with that tongue. We always talk with that tongue. We always had swag. We always had this. You know, all the nations always wanted to be like us. Because the Most High, glory to the Most High, He chose us. You know, but that's it. Let's go see what happened. Shalaki. Let's go see what happened to the what's gonna happen to the heathens in the last day. Shalaki. What verse is that? Zechariah. I'm gonna hit you with this scripture and probably another scripture, and I'm gonna let y'all go. But just to show y'all what's happening in the last time, all of these are in the scriptures. You know, all these things are in the scriptures. You know, it doesn't matter whether you know you believe it or not. These things still gonna transpire. You know, these things are still gonna transpire, meaning that they gonna still come to the head. They still gonna happen, whether you believe it or not. So I suggest you believe it, Israel, and I suggest you rise up. We're gonna go to Zechariah chapter 14, verse 12. And this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Their flesh shall consume away, while they stand upon their feet. And their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth. You ever seen a bomb being dropped? How the heat just evaporates people? You know, how the heat just, like you, how the heat just, you know, the heat from the bomb, the thermal bomb, it'll just eradicate a human being. And he said, they flesh gonna be gone while they stand on their feet. Look, and this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord will smite all the people, not just a couple people, all the people, all them heathens, them Africans that sold us, them Arabics that made the boats and the equipment for the white man to bring us over here for, the white man. For all the heinous things he done did to us and cut us off from our heritage, wouldn't let us know who we were, all of that stuff. Kept us from being able to know who we are. Kept us from reading our books, our records. He kept us from this. If you got caught reading, even learning how to read, God forbid you got caught reading the Bible on your own. God forbid that you got caught reading the Bible. Because if you got caught reading the Bible, you got hung. You got killed on the spot. And they might kill your whole family because they don't know if you taught them what you knew when you read this Bible. But all of these things, that's why it will be no salvation for them. It ain't no salvation for nobody. None of the heathens. But all of them gonna go in slavery. You know? But we're gonna continue to read. And this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Their flesh shall consume away. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet. And their eyes shall consume away in their holes. And their tongue shall consume away in their mouth. You see what it's saying? That sounds like a bomb to me. He gonna smite y'all with a bomb. The whole world gonna be in chaos. While the people in the ISUPK, the chosen people, the 144,000 in the ISUPK, gonna be all right. Because the Most High favors us. He always sent warning before destruction. Like, didn't nobody want to listen to Noah? Didn't nobody want to listen to Noah? And after Yahweh shall return, we're going to go to Isaiah, and we're going to go to Psalms, then Isaiah, and then that'll be it. I'm going to let y'all go. But, you know, we're going to go to Psalms because, like, this thing, y'all got to wake up, Israel. Israel got to wake up. Like, seriously. Like, man, all BS to the side. Y'all got to wake up. Y'all got to wake up. The Most High is calling y'all. Y'all got to see what he is saying. He calling y'all, man. He trying to give y'all a warning. I ain't out here for my health. I ain't standing on these street corners telling these people for my health. You know, it was up to me. You know, I just do away with what I know and do the laws that the Most High told me. But he told me I had to tell his people. I had to shepherd his sheep. He telling me these things. So, since he telling me these things, I'm going to go do these things. You know, this is what I've been told. And I'm going to follow the Most High. I'm going to place my bid. You know, I'm going to do these things. I'm going to do what I got to do. Y'all better do what y'all got to do. He ain't going to keep playing with us. I'm going to tell you that. But we're going to go to Psalms chapter 10. Psalms chapter 10. Okay. Psalms chapter 10, verse 16. For it increases, thou huntest me as a fierce lion. This Psalms? Oh no, this is Job. Shalaki, my bad. Psalms chapter 10, verse 16. Shalaki. You know, chapter 10, verse 16. You know, if it was up to me, man, I'd be doing a lot of other things. I'd be spending time with my family in these last days. I'll be doing a lot of things, but I'm here halfway sick, trying to take care of God's sheep, trying to shepherd God's sheep. I'm trying to do these things for y'all. I don't do it for me. I don't stand on them street corners. None of the prophets and priests in the I.S.U.P.K. stand on them corners for their health. In the freezing cold sometimes, in the scorching heat. You know, we ain't taking time out of our lives to shoot these videos. make these flyers, pass out these flyers, make these websites, to have these radio shows, have these classes online. We ain't doing this for our health. We doing this because the Most High chose us and he want us to wake up his people before he send destruction, all right chaos. Because he's storing all nations up. And they're going to end up back in the Middle East. They're going to end up back in the Middle East where all of them divided up our land and did all that stuff. They divided up our land, cast us off, took crafty counsel against us, cut us off from being a people. They did all of these things to us. And the Most High going to store them right back up in there. Going to stir them up. Get them all riled up. Until people, all the nations just fighting against each other. And if you smart, you'll be in the I.S.U.P.K. because we ain't fighting nobody. We waiting on Yahweh shot. We ain't got to fight nobody. My battle is almost done and over with. You know. But we're going to go to Psalms chapter 10, verse 16. The Lord is king. Y'all hear that? The Lord is king forever and ever. The heathens are perished out of his land. Y'all gonna perish up out there. He gonna stir y'all up back in the Middle East. He gonna do what he gotta do. Y'all gonna perish up out of our land. Y'all gonna give us our land back. Y'all most definitely gonna do that. I guarantee you that. Because the Lord will choose Israel again. He only dealt so with one nation. He only gave his laws, statutes, and commandments unto one nation. The seeds and the children of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You know, he did these things. But let's go to Isaiah, and I'm going to let y'all go. Isaiah chapter 2, verse 4. And he shall judge among the nations, and shall rebuke many people. And they shall beat their swords into plowshares, and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore. When Yahweh shall our king come back, and the true one and only true righteous king and judge come back, and when we judging these people, y'all gonna do our laws. It ain't gonna be no war. We gonna take care of this earth. We gonna be fruitful and multiply like the Most High wanted us to do. And we gonna keep his laws. And we ain't gonna eat no pork. It ain't, if it be any pork, eating it in the whole world. Y'all other nations will die. Y'all will be put to death on the spot. If y'all don't want to obey our rules and the Most High rules, no, glory be to the Most High because he chose Israel. Glory be to the Most High he chose the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. How much more should y'all do for him? He chose y'all without y'all even having to, without y'all even deserving it. And yet he going to choose y'all again. The rest of the nations are to a spittle unto him. And how can you say God is wrong? How can you say I'm wrong if I sit up here and make 5 cups out of clay? I make 5 cups out of clay. 5 cups out of clay, Shalaki. And I take this 1 cup, this first cup that I made, or this third cup that I made, and I set it over here. And all them other cups just sitting there. And I'm decorating this cup. I'm putting colors on it, painting it, doing all the stuff I want to do. I plaster it, make it my cup. And I use this cup. How can you say I'm wrong as the creator of these 5 cups that I'm wrong for choosing this cup? How can you say the Most High wrong for choosing Israel to be his chosen people? How can you say he's wrong? He the creator of all things. Y'all don't have no say so. It's his elect, the Most High God. And if you don't want to believe, he gonna show you. He gonna show you. Okay, but it is what it is. Let's finish reading this, and I'm gonna let y'all go. And he shall judge among the nations, and shall rebuke many people, and they shall beat their swords into plowshares, and Shalakia. And they shall beat their swords into plowshares, and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn more war anymore. There will be no more war. Yahweh Shah is the great king. All glory unto him. Shalom. Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shah Barakatah. Glory be to the Most High forever and ever. I'm Rapaya Allah out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, in the I.S.U.P.K under Commanding General Yohanna out of 125th and 1 West, Harlem, New York. I got classes every Saturday at the Zabachi Library on 35th in Oklahoma. You could, if you need counsel in the Midwest, if you need counsel in Wisconsin, you could give me a call at 414-737-2465. You know, we got online classes from 7 to 9 Midwest time, 6 to 8 Eastern Standard Time. You know, on the ISUPK.com network. You could go on the classes, you could go on there and register for the classes and watch the classes Tuesday through Friday. You know, the Commanding General Yohanna show is from 8 to 10 Eastern Standard Time, you know, 9 to 11 Midwest time, you know. So do what you got to do, Israel. Rise up. Shalom.
Try to stop our glow, but they cannot achieve their goal, so I can feel it in my soul. They gon' be reaping what they sow.
Hey, who shall be smalls? If we don't get them, they gon' get us all. And I'll be damned if I just sit back while my people fall. There is no contestant when we all in this together, so let's come together now so we can end this shit forever. I don't wanna go to school, I'd rather read up on my enemies and study all the methods used to kill my people mentally. Sex, money, and drugs is destroying our identity, and this ain't nothing new. This shit been going on for centuries. Instead of fighting for rights, we should've been fighting for our land. Now we fighting for the man. They'll fell right into their plan. And I'm sick of this. It's ridiculous how the government is such hypocrites. They make the laws, then break the laws. How serious should I take the laws? My blood, homie, I'll take a loss. This family first, worst come to worst, and I die for mine. Me and my niggas, we charged up like alkaline. We strapped up like Caliban. When it's wartime, I'm on the front line. Facts life, I'm acting like I was born again. It's the afterlife.
No one knows because they tried to